Hey y'all, Pam here with BeeCreative Crafts and welcome back. Today I wanted to show y'all my planned pooling project. I wasn't sure if it was something that I would be able to figure out how to do, so I took to YouTube and I went and I found several tutorials on how to do the planned pooling, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I so got this. Yeah, I didn't so got this. Okay, so back to the drawing board. I went and I found this tutorial by Nastasia's Crochet. I think her name is Donna. So I will leave a link to the tutorial that I found super helpful. And I went to my stash and I pulled out some striped yarn. Now there's one that I know would work, but let's see, where's it at? This I know works for planned pooling because I have seen several people use it, but I only have 2 skeins of this left. And I have a project currently in progress, so I need to not waste this yarn because I need it for this other project. But I was attempting to see if I could come up with a different stitch that would work with the planned pooling, and this is what it was doing, which is super pretty. But it wasn't the effect I was looking for. And if I keep going, it may eventually make this giant argyle pattern. But like I said, I really didn't. Only have 2 skeins of this left, and I needed to finish my kaleidoscope granny blanket, which I'm doing in neon. And I didn't realize I still had 2 of these, or I could have finished it a long time ago. But anyway, so, whoa, stuff's falling. All right, so I ran out to meet one of my besties and my cousin for lunch yesterday, and after we got done eating, or supper, yeah, we went to supper, we ran by Michael's, so I picked up another variegated striped yarn that I thought might work. Notice I said thought. Okay, so, and I picked this up at Michael's because if y'all see here, it looks like with this hat that it was going to color pool. Well, the yarn changes are super fast in this. Now that's not to say that this won't work. It's just that last night my brain was not feeling this yarn, although I love these colors like a lot. So I went back into my stash and I found some Christmas yarn that I had picked up on clearance at Hobby Lobby probably last year. It was not on this year's clearance haul, but it's just Crafter's Secret, and it was just their holiday yarn. And as you see, the color changes. They're short, but I was able to get a couple of stitches out of each color. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure her name is Donna. I really should have looked that up before I started this tutorial, or before I started this vlog. Hang on, let me go double check her name. All right, I was right, it's Donna. Y'all ever have one of those moments where your brain just freezes and you're like, what's her name? Okay, so Donna over at Nastasia Crochet. If y'all have never checked out her channel, you should. I'll leave a link to any pattern or program that I talk about. I'll leave a link to the description box below. I am not affiliated or sponsored, but I just want you to be able to find the links super quick. So, but anyway, so I found her link on how to color pool using pretty much any variegated yarn. And the main thing was you make a chain and then you do a single crochet and you count your stitches, and then you can drop them into a program called planpooling.com, or a program at Plan Pooling. Anyway, so I pulled it up on my phone and I wrote down my color pool. So this is where I attempted to do another one, and again, it was just too many. So, but anyway, so here's my color for my Christmas blanket. So I had 2 red, 3 white, 2 red, 2 green, 2 white, 3 red, 2 green, 2 red, 2 white, 3 green. And then the pattern starts over with the red, white, red. So you drop this into that program as she describes in her tutorial on how to do all of this. And it comes up this big jumbled mess, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to keep hitting +1 until I get this super cool plaid or argyle using this Christmas yarn. I'm like, then I can make a super cool blanket. So I just kept hitting +1, and it went to these perfect stripes and checkerboard pattern, and I'm like, no. It was like, oh. And I will drop in a video here in just a second to show y'all what I'm talking about, because when it hit, I was like, what? So that was last night when I was playing around with the pattern on my phone. So when I got up this morning, I'm like, I've got to try it. So I grabbed the yarn, and I've only got 2 balls of this. So, and since I picked it up on clearance, I'm not sure if this is something that'll be back again this Christmas or not, but y'all, okay, so right here, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pop in the video showing y'all the program and how it sent it to this super cool striped pattern. And then I want to show y'all how it's working up. So it's not the planned pooling that I was expecting to get, but it's so cool looking. I'm pretty impressed with it, y'all. Okay, y'all, so here I am at planpooling.com, and here are all of my color sequins like I was telling you. So 2 of the red, 3 of the white, 2 of the red, 2, 2, 2, 3, so on and so forth. And this is what it looks like now, a big jumbled mess. Now, this is for knitting, but it works great with crochet too. There's also a tutorial at the bottom or something. I didn't click on it because I had already watched Donna's video. Where'd my mouse go? So, right here, this is how to video and explanation, but I'd already watched Donna's at Nastasia on how to do this, so I just went by her tutorial and that was it. Okay, so now we're going to scroll back up here where it says make 1 inch shorter, 1 inch longer, and we're going to click 1 inch longer, and it's going to change the pattern down here. So now it's kind of giving you this point, but it still wasn't, to me, it's still just a jumbled mess. So you scroll back up, hit 1 stitch longer, and it changed the pattern again. And I just kept doing this until I got to a pattern that I liked. And now you can see here, it's got 53. So right now we're at 53 stitches across. And it just keeps repeating that color pattern for you. So you don't have to, once your color pattern goes to start to the repeat, you stop. So like here, I know that the next one was going to be, after this was going to be the start again. So it'd be 2 red, 3 white, 2. So anyway, so it repeats it for you. Add 1 stitch more, and it's going to take it up to 54. And as you see, it keeps blocking, it keeps showing you how your colors are going to change if you're working back and forth. You can also click in circular if you want to see what it would look like if you were working in the round. Which that's a pretty cool looking pattern itself right there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to flat. And I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to hit 1 stitch larger. Okay, and I'm still going to click that up here, but I'm going to bring it so that y'all can see just the pattern change in here. 1 stitch more. And this is what I was doing last night on my phone. And see, this here has the argyle look almost. You can see the white diamond here in the center. And again, that's almost an argyle pattern. So I just kept clicking it, and then when I reached a certain point, my mouth fell open, and I was like, what? And again, like, I'm gonna go back one. See that one again? You're back to the to the arrows. Looks like everything's going this way, almost like a chevron turned on the side. Okay, now we're up to 65, 66 stitches, 67, 68, and watch what happens when you go to 69 stitches. Seriously. Bam. What? I was like, nuh-uh. So let me show you again. 1 stitch shorter, jumbled mess, just by adding 1 stitch in the row. Bam. Right? Come on. All right, so now let me go back to, let me flip the camera back around and show y'all what it's looking like as it's working up. Now, it doesn't look exactly like this here, but you do get the striped effect, and it's pretty cool because there's no cutting, no weaving in ends. It's just creating a pattern very similar to this without having to do anything. All right. All right, so what did y'all think about that pattern, right? Wasn't that really crazy how it went from that big jumbled mess to the perfect stripes? So now let me show you how it's working up. So I don't know how big this is going to get because, like I said, I only have 2 skeins of this. And I've used about half of this one so far. And the project is not very big. But this is just something I wanted to try just to see if I could do the plan pooling. And I really wanted to see if it would come out looking like it said it would on that program. Now, the program is knitted. It says it's for knit. But if you go by Nastasia or Donna's tutorial over on Nastasia, you'll see that it can be easily translated or easily converted to single crochet. All right, y'all. So this, okay, so I'm working across, but my stripes are going up and down, just like the pattern. But I want y'all to see this. Look at. So it's not like super perfect or anything, but you can see these super cool stripes. And all I'm doing is making sure that, where's the end? Here it is. All I'm doing is making sure that each of my color changes has the correct number of single crochets. So for this little red swatch here, and according to my pattern, these first 2 single crochets will be red. The next 3 will be with this white. The next 2 will be red. Then 2, 2, 2, so forth, 3, so on and so forth, all the way across. And it starts working up into this really cool striped effect of plan pooling. And there's no ends to cut and weave in. But I thought it was just turning out so cool. Like I said, this isn't the effect that I was envisioning. I was picturing plaid or argyle, some really cool diamond pattern, which there was one that was similar when I was clicking through them that I almost went with. But then when this one popped up, I was like, oh, I got to try that just to see. But yeah. I mean, if I tip it up in the light, you can kind of see where that red is coming through. Mixed in there. And then the white, and then there's just streaks of red and green, but those bold stripes just coming through in the white. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anything like this. I just wanted to check to see if I could do the plan pooling. And no, it doesn't look exactly like the pattern, but which actually the pattern is this way. But I just did a small swatch. This is the 69 across. 69 across this way. You know, I mean, I could stop it here, I suppose. But and it may have even would have worked if I had have stopped it at another point. I didn't go down like super low in the numbers. But it may work if I stopped like and did like half of that maybe. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that pattern maker or the program, his program. Because if I did it smaller, I might could do like a scarf. But these are all single crochet, so I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe. But I think plan pooling is a success. At least with this particular one. But I do want to try to get some of the yarn that's made for the plan pooling. Or I've got some other striped yarn that would work. I'm going to test it out. I picked up one that was on my shelves, but it was, the colors, the stripes were like really, really long. And so like to crochet it up, it would be like really wide. And I wasn't sure how that would work. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I've done. And I just wanted to hop on real quick and show y'all that. So I hope y'all have a safe and happy 4th of July. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.